More than 20 years ago, Chef Kirk Ermine was in a coma from high blood sugar. It took 3 trips to the hospital before he was finally diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Now, he's using his health crisis to inspire others.
Makes me feel really good inside, knowing that through my illness, my disease, that I can create a positive change in the world. Taking a negative and creating a positive out of it.
Part of that positive change was becoming a chef and using traditional Indigenous ingredients. Since then, Ermine has worked for organizations like Prairieland Park and First Nations University of Canada. These days, he runs his own catering and consulting businesses. He goes to culture camps, schools, and First Nations to teach people how they can cook healthier.
And some of the recipes that we were doing, I was surprised to see how many kids never tried certain vegetables. But once they tried it in different cooking techniques and different flavor profiles, that they actually enjoyed vegetables.
Diabetes Canada says about 17% of First Nations people living on reserve and nearly 13% of those living off reserve have either type 1 or type 2 diabetes. Nearly 10% of Métis people are also diabetic, compared to about 5% of the overall population.
This is a mix of chanterelles, morels, and oyster mushrooms.
Ermine wants people to understand that food can either harm or heal our bodies.
When we're harming ourselves, we tend to go for the fast foods, the comfort foods, something that's going to get into us quickly. But we don't realize the high cholesterol, the high salt, the high sugars that we're putting in our bodies. And that's like sugar bombing our pancreas.
One staple ingredient Ermine loves to use is sweet potato because it's high in fiber. He wanted to show us how to make a healthy meal using traditional ingredients. And in about 20 minutes, he whipped up some ground bison with sweet potatoes and wild mushrooms over a bed of basmati and wild rice. Ermine says traditional pemmican, made from dried meats, berries, and animal fat, is also a great way to fuel the body. He says you can add different berries or nuts to give it more flavor or nutritional value. Ermine hopes to continue spreading his message through cooking. He's thinking of authoring a cookbook or posting recipe videos on social media with his kids. Anime Zeviar, CBC News, Saskatoon.